Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So let's see. I'm just getting some cards for us. This conversation might be a very important one. What I heard when I asked what we were going to talk about, I heard, don't give up now. You're almost there. You're almost done. You're almost there. So there's something that's probably trying to encourage you to give up, right? There's something that is probably trying to get you to a space where you feel like you can't do it. You can't this, you can't that. You got to be careful about giving up on yourself. It's very, very important. It's very, very important that you never give up on yourself. So I'm just getting some cards. Hold on, guys, because all right. Here goes. Here goes. Let us see what is happening. Oh, okay. There is something that is really, oh, this is not good. This is really not good. What the fuck? Okay. This is telling me something super important about you, your journey, where you're at within that journey, everything. This is telling all of us something really, really important. There's something or someone that's trying to cross boundary lines. They're trying to get in your head. They're trying to get in your process. They're trying to interfere. Now, what they're doing is getting you, or no, they are to some extent, they are getting you into that space of thinking that, oh, maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just imagining this. Maybe I'm the problem. I mean, who knows? Maybe you are a problem sometimes, but in this moment, you're going through something because someone is making that happen badly. I think what's happening right now is that for quite a few of us, we're reaching that point where we are stepping onto the threshold of the next part of our lives. Let me, I have to turn off the light. It's irritating me. We're approaching that next part. Okay. That next part is something that's going to forever change the trajectory of your life. There's something that's trying to prevent that. It could be something internal where it's your own fear, it's your own something, or like insecurities or something like that. Or it could be a person outside of you, an actual person who has been jealous, who has been wanting to prevent you from accomplishing anything, really. This is someone who's probably very insecure, someone who is probably very, very compete, compare type of mindset. It's like they look at everything that you've accomplished and they're like, how dare you do more than me, do better than me? And you're probably completely oblivious to it. But lines are being crossed, and this is initiating a cycle that if you don't stop it right now, which you still have the opportunity to stop it, if you don't stop it right now, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be an ugly, ugly backslide. And I don't know that this backslide is going to be anything that you'll be able to overcome easily. Because, there's, okay. I love the gym, right? So at one point, I was doing cable exercises with really heavy weights, and it was all good. It was all good. My foot slipped, but because I had good grip on my shoes, it was just a slight slide. You know, it was just like a little, but the grip grabbed the floor. And I didn't fall. I didn't get injured, none of that. And then another time, I didn't wear my usual gym shoes. And I was doing cable kickbacks, and I was doing a heavy weight. And I didn't realize the shoes that I wore had no grip until I did cable kickbacks. Because the moment I tried one, just one, the weight dragged me. I did a full-on pirouette. Yeah, at least it wasn't up high, so it didn't pull me all the way up. No, it just spun me around, and I could have got seriously injured. But luckily, my body was strong enough to be able to maintain form despite the fact that I slipped, right? What level of mess up is this going to be if you allow it? Is it going to be just that small wobble and your shoes will still grip the floor? So, you know, it's just a small wobble, like, woo, what the heck was that? Oh my gosh. Or is it going to be where you're spun all the way around uncontrollably in a wild manner? Or is it going to be the worst case scenario where you're completely taken? I'm sure y'all have seen, I don't know what she was trying to do, but she had the cable attached to an ankle accessory. And when she went to do it, luckily she wasn't hurt. And I laugh. It wasn't funny that she had this happen, but I laughed because of the music they paired with it. She got pulled all the way up. So she literally looked like a fairy, and she was holding on to the pole at the bottom. And she was like near vertical. And they played, She Was a Fairy. Oh my gosh. That was the funny part. But the potentiality for severe injury was there. For someone like me, I have Ehlers-Danlos. I get it. Shoot, that's a dislocation at best. Yeah, if my body's not strong enough, my bones, my joints will dislocate. So, which one is it going to be for you? I'm very careful when I do things because I know I already have predisposition for injury. So I'm extra careful. Are you aware that right now you're in a space of predisposition to have something negatively impact your journey, negatively impact the outcome of your efforts? If you don't nip it in the bud right now, it's going to mess up everything. And if you're not strong enough to correct in the middle of you experiencing the mess up, you're not going to be able to stop it. That's just how it works. It's not my lack of belief in you. It's my understanding of how things actually are. I like to relate a lot of things to the gym because the gym is really a very good analogy for life. It's a very good analogy for life. There one time, I didn't have my stabilizer muscles in a good space. And I tried to do a full, like, deep squat, allowing my hamstrings to touch the back of my calves, like deep. And it was just the bar. I wanted to see where my range of motion is. The bar is only 25 pounds. I'm able to squat. Well, at that point, I was able to squat like 250 pounds. 250 pounds versus 25 pounds. Once I got past a certain point, you best believe I sat on the floor. And I had to laugh at myself because there was no way I was getting back up. There was no way. And then that's when I knew I had to work on certain things to get stronger in the ways I need to get stronger. So for some of you, this is happening because your soul is trying to help you understand what part of you, your ethos, that mindset that you still have right now, how it needs to be fortified, what aspects of it need to be fortified. You have to be honest with yourself. Just because there are parts of you that need to be fortified does not mean you are weak or guaranteed to fail. If you don't address the areas of weakness, your potentiality for failure is much higher. But here's the thing, I don't believe in failure. I believe what we think is failure is nothing more than an opportunity for rapid growth, rapid expansion of your awareness. Because it's when you hit that space of feeling like you've failed that you're now opening yourself to the potential to grow in ways that probably would not have been possible short of experiencing that sense of failure. And if we're going to relate it to the gym yet again, because like I say, the gym is the perfect analogy for life. What's one of the fastest ways to experience hypertrophy? And that's muscle growth. What's one of the fastest ways to experience hypertrophy? You work that muscle to failure. See, that's not the only way. There's other ways. But when you work that muscle to failure, you have maximized the potentiality for growth. So does that mean every time you work your muscle to failure, you should grow? Theoretically, yes. But if you don't do the other part, then no, you won't. What's the other part? Taking in what's necessary to continue to build. So if you're going to go through this cycle and you're going to fall on your butt, which that's okay. That's okay. You're going to have to allow yourself to take in that awareness of what you did, what you selected that led to an outcome that you didn't like. And then you're going to have to regroup and figure out how to approach this from a different angle. It's only failure if you choose to stay down. Write that down. It's the truth. It's the truth. It is only failure if you choose to stay down. For example, I'm doing squats. I go into a seated position and then I stand back up. So let's make the analogy that when I go into a seated position, a squat, that's life knocking me down. Life has just knocked me down. The longer I stay down, the less momentum I have, the less spring in my muscle to pop me back up. I'm going to use more effort, but I can still get up, right? I can still get up. Now, if I do that enough, eventually my muscles will fatigue. They can only do so much. They can only do so much. You are only as strong as your weakest part. That goes for groups, that goes for yourself, that goes for your body. You are only as strong as your weakest parts. If you are physically weaker than you are mentally strong, then you have to abide by your physical strength. If you are physically stronger than you are mentally weak, then you have to abide by your mental weakness. Unless you understand, you can change both of those things by choice. Me personally, I'm much more strong with my mental than I am with my physical. So what did I do? I worked and worked and worked until my physical was just as strong as my mental. If you are physically stronger than you are mentally, if you tend to give up before you even have the opportunity to fail, you got to start pushing. You got to start pushing so you can show yourself. So for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a certified personal trainer as well as all the other things that I do. I was training one of my client friends at the gym. We happened to be at the gym physically. And I was having them do kneeling squats, kind of protect them a little bit. So that's kind of like you go in a kneeling position and you sit your butt on your feet, and then you get back up and you just keep doing that. So I think I had put 90 pounds on the bar for them, or maybe it was like 75 pounds on the bar for them for their first set. Mentally, it seemed as though they didn't believe in their physical strength as much as their physical strength actually was. So they did their set, I did a set. And when we went to go do their set again, their next set, although they had, let's say, 75 pounds, I went ahead and I switched it to 90 pounds. And then they were like, but I only did 75. I know. Now you're doing 90. And I could tell they were a bit irked. That's okay. That's why I'm your coach. You can be irked. Channel that anger. Channel it as much as you want. That's okay. And so they went ahead and they did a set of 15 before even trying. They were already thinking they couldn't do it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Another client, they thought that there was no way that they were going to be able to do a bent over row, cable row, doing the entire stack. That's 200 something pounds. You know, when they tried to do it, after they saw me do it easily. And they're like, maybe I can do it. Do it then. And then they did it. The mind, it can really, really halt your progression. It can really halt your progression. If you don't have it in you to believe in yourself, well then, do you have someone in your environment who believes in you? Because if you don't, and on top of that, you don't believe in yourself, that's how you know where your problem is. That's how you know. You've inserted yourself in a space that continues to support your insecurities rather than your empowerment. And you have to be very aware when you enter into an environment that's highly competitive. Is it competitive in a beneficial way? Meaning, do you receive it in a beneficial way? Or is it a type of compete, compare environment that causes you to shrink down? If it causes you to shrink down, why do you continue to enter in there? For me, if you put me in an environment where there's a lot of compete, compare people, I like that. Does that mean I'm going to compete and compare with them? No, but it makes me double down on what I'm there to do. And what's that? Stay in my lane and work on my shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There was a gym that I used to go to, and there were a lot of like the folks who are super duper fit, like super duper fit. I was in a bulking phase, so I was extra fluffy but beefy. Like you can tell I have pounds and pounds of muscle under my fluff. And there were people there who would intentionally continue to work out beside me and keep looking over for what? I'm not interested in you. I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about other females. I'm not interested in you. You're not intimidating me. Why? Because your success or your failure has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with where I'm at within my understanding of myself and what I'm going to choose to do today. Nothing at all. Good for you. You're much leaner than me. Beautiful. You have an amazing physique, but it's not the physique that I'm going for. I'm going for a competition physique. So this is a bulking state. I'm not intimidated. And it worked for me. Why? Because when I would start to get irritated by specific females following me around, what would happen? I would lift heavier. Oh, you want to compete? Okay. You want to keep staring at me? Okay. I'm going to show you perfect form and I'm going to lift heavy, baby. I'm going to make you so uncomfortable with how much I'm lifting that you walk away without me acknowledging you. That's what I do. I funnel it all back to me, my growth, my focus, my process, my task at hand. If you can do that during this period, whoever this is that's going to try and derail you, it doesn't matter. But if everything they're doing is affecting you to some degree and you're just refusing to acknowledge it, it absolutely matters. Your success and your well-being is contingent on someone else's permission. Oh my Lord. Absolutely not. Oh my Lord. You're going to give someone that, okay. If you're going to let that happen, right? If you're not going to nip it in the bud right now, your power will be decreased. Your foundation will be all upside down. And you're going to continue to not receive the guidance that you need because guess what? You're already assuming things and therefore you're not open to receiving the actuality of what you need to do. That's fine. If you're not going to respect your process, you can't expect other people to respect it. And if other people can't respect your process and you respect your process, that means you respect yourself, right? So then that means you are not going to allow people who disrespect your process to continue to have access to you. That's what that means. That means you need to begin cultivating your space. Okay, this person is not being reborn from shadow. They've stayed there. This is, for some of you, this is someone that's been jealous of you for a very long time. To that, I say, get in line. You're not the first. You're probably not going to be the last. None of y'all are my business. Tell me where I lied. Show me where I lied there. Literally, none of them are your business. Until they make their issues your business, they're not your business. But the only way their issues will not be your business is if they don't have access to you. Excuse me. So this is a person reborn from shadow, but it's in reverse. They entered into a shadow state. And in that shadow state, they then began to operate in a malignant manner. Malignant shadow is not the same as shadow. They're the same thing. Isn't shadow evil? Okay, used Band-Aid versus unused sterile bandage. They're not the same. A bandage is a bandage. Okay, well, you go ahead and you use a used bandage. I need a sterile, clean one. No, thank you. They are not the same. They are not the same. Okay. So if you can mitigate this, meaning not allowing access, not allowing them to have any type of sway over you, you enter into a state of abundance. And then you also return back to your royal space. That usually means your crown will go active and you'll be receiving messages from soul directly. So once that happens, if that's what you allow to happen, you won't have to keep fighting warrior spirit in reverse because none of that will be able to reach you. It won't be able to reach you anymore because now you're inaccessible. And that's what you really need. You really need to not be accessible to that type of caca. There's something that's being hidden about this. What is it? You got to keep your projects quiet is the sense that I'm being given. You got to keep some of your, if you're, is this someone that you can confide in? I think this might be someone who is the level of friend where you thought you could confide in them. And that's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. There's another message here that I'm not. Hold on. Let's see. What is being kept out of this equation? No, I don't work with angels, guardians, guides, or aliens, or any of that. I'm pulling out cards because my ADHD needs to be wrangled. There's so many things happening in my brain right now. Something hidden. It feels like it's right there near the front of my brain, but I can't quite sense what it is. Okay, creativity and vastness, the high lady of love and compassion, reverence, kindness, consideration. What does this even mean? What? Oh, okay. Oh, it's fucking Lilith. Ah, biatch. Okay. The spiral dancer. Something's messing with your perception. It's upside down, right? The high lady of love and compassion, reverence, kindness, consideration, the cosmos, creativity, and vastness. This is you. You're the high lady of love and compassion, and the cosmos itself has your back. But then here goes this jealous ass BZ. What does that mean? Y'all need to get ready. You guys should burn a candle. You should burn. I'm serious. You should burn a candle. Oh, I'm going live later today as well. I'm doing expedites. What could this mean? I have a hard time shutting the F up because I have nothing to hide and I'm unable to stay quiet now, but I'm learning too swiftly. Okay, Samara. I totally was like, wait, you're having a hard time shutting out your twin flame? I clearly need to shut the F up too. I might need to shut the F up my dang self. God, don't give up on me yet. I know I'm not your best bet, but I'm trying. Don't give up on me yet. That's my song right now. I'm just saying. Oh, look. You mad, bro? You mad, bro? I'm just saying. God, don't give up on me yet. I'm just saying. I don't even remember what the reading was about. Hold on. Okay, so Lilith is up to her bullshit. Sick of that hoe. I am. Why can't you just behave? Why do you always have to be like that? Like you could be such an amazing freaking supportive, empowering goddess, but you just gotta keep acting a fucking fool. I wonder if a fairy has ever used its wings to clothesline another being. Like that. Oh my god, the Devix. Okay. Stuff's about to pop off. Ooh, this got real serious real fast. That's what's being hidden. Okay, so a new dimension, a new level of understanding is being opened. Okay, so yeah. Okay. All right. I just need to breathe. I just need to breathe because this is huge. This is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Okay. So here's the thing. What I was just told. Okay, remember. Lilith's been in a war with Lamashtu for a bit now. This disagreement these two Haritas are having, they've been preoccupied. But then all of a sudden, Lilith realized that there's so much progression that's occurring. There's so much progression occurring for people who maybe she had placed on a list because she wanted to access them at some point. She wanted to harvest energy from them at some point. And, you know, that's Lilith for you. So she's shifted her perception again. Oh, not her perception, her focus. She shifted her focus. And now she's realizing in the time she was preoccupied, there's all this potentiality that was coming forward. It was hidden. The creator was funneling energy to those of us who function like the high lady of compassion, of love and compassion. They have reverence, kindness, and consideration of other living things. So in the vastness of the cosmos, all this energy is being pumped, just pumped, pumped, pumped towards the people who are ready to transcend whatever state of suffering they've been in. So of course, as you're approaching that, here she comes, creating, and she loves to create familial strife. She loves to create problems between partners, spouses, parent and child, between friends, all these different things. She loves to go for the most intimate, most sacred connections. Those are the things she loves to attack. So why is she doing that? Because the pathway to return back to the original time frame has opened. It's open. What does that mean? It means you better decide right now. And you don't got to tell me what you decide. It means you need to decide right now. Are you going to commit to your journey? Are you going to commit to following this all the way through? What is it? What is it? What part of your life and your decisions is being the most heavily attacked? Because that's the part you need to hold on to the most. What is it? Is it your money? For some people, it will be your money. Is it family? Well, I mean, do you normally have conflict? Every family will eventually have some type of conflict, but is that a regular thing? Has the level of conflict, the frequency of that conflict increased? You need to start paying attention. Is it your hopes and dreams? Is it a project that you're trying to bring to fruition? What is it? How does she heal? What does she need to heal? Lilith. She can start with doing a douche. She got like stink. God, don't give up on me yet. I'm trying to behave. I'm trying so hard to behave. I'm trying, for real, I'm trying. First, we need to ask ourselves, why do we ask that question? And the reason we have to ask ourselves why we ask what Lilith needs to heal is because what are we going to do with that information? Is it asked from a space of simple curiosity, or is it asked from a space of thinking that you're going to be the one to begin the campaign to force her to heal. You cannot force someone to heal. You can't. And Samara, I'm just using your comment as a talking point. That's what I think of. This thing of, for those of us who are the most empathic, we have a tendency to try and find ways to heal other people, failing to realize that we're just looking for another distraction to keep us from healing ourselves. Shots fired! I do that too. Not as much now. Not as much now. I'm very happy to report. I don't do that as much now, but I used to do that all the time. All the time. All the time. You know? And it's something that I realized was a very intellectualized excuse that I was using as justified reasoning to continue to disregard my own needs, my own process. What I needed the most to heal was myself. You ask, what does Lilith need to heal? She needs to choose herself. She needs to commit to herself. I'll tell you guys a little story about Lilith. She irks the shit out of me, but I do have compassion for her at times. To have been deceived by the great deceiver, Shaitan. Shaitan deceived her, initiated an inappropriate connection with her while he was mimicking Lucifer. She fell in love with Lucifer. Lucifer never took Lilith. Lucifer never knew her in the biblical way. It was always Shaitan. To have been deceived and used as a pawn, and after being used as a pawn by a demonic, she was punished. You know what part of her curse is? You see, Lilith, in her origin story, she was basically part of the foundation of creating the human race, right? She was a hybridized being, physical. She's not a god. She does not have godlike abilities to create from nothing. So if she was cursed to be the mother of the incubus and the succubus, incubi, succubi, how do you think that happened? She was repeatedly violated. No consent. No consent. So you could imagine the type of hatefulness and rage that lives in her. Child after child born of fornication she did not consent to. And then you have her own people vilifying her children. That's a lot. She's fighting humans. She's fighting demonics. She's siding with demonics to fight more humans. When does it stop? When she chooses herself. When she chooses to work on herself, to be able to correct the distortions that were unfairly forced upon her by a demonic. You want to heal? Stop listening to other people. Heal in the way you need to heal. And you know exactly what you need to do to heal. You're afraid. You're afraid to do what you need. You're afraid. That doesn't mean you're weak. Having fear has nothing to do with weakness. Do you understand what I can do in a state of frenzied fear? I become extremely strong. Extremely strong. Nothing to do with weakness. All of this is something that should teach you something about yourself. It should help you to open your eyes to the way your life has been being written. Hand is on the pen. Doesn't mean there isn't something holding the other side of that pen, forcing you to write things into your story without your consent. So you can either take it one or two ways. The first way is evidence of weakness still existing, and it needs to be corrected. And what is that? If you hear what I just said and you're like, oh my God, there's a demon. Okay. They're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. Their primary anchor point is fourth dimensional. And it's overlaid on the third. They're literally everywhere. It's just most people can't see them. Yeah. It's like whatever. There's bacteria all over your skin. Every surface you touch has bacteria. If the hospital is so sterile, why do people get something like MRSA? It's everywhere. You still continue, though. You continue. So you can either take it in that way, where you allow it to disable you, you allow it to weaken your perception of your control and authority over yourself, or you could be like, ew, get off my fucking pen. That's my pen. Absolutely not. Get your grubby hands, oily and stank, off my eyes. Ew. And start writing your story. Start writing it yourself. I don't know why. No, I do know why. I was going to say, I don't know why people don't realize how much authority they have over themselves. Well, because first and foremost, there are so many programs that are existing where your understanding of your authority over yourself and you utilizing your power over yourself intentionally, that's not allowed. People get angry. People get angry. And then you have those who, when they witness that, they get intimidated, and then suddenly they need to, and they'll take you out or something. My brain don't function like that. I'm not that type of person, so I don't really know where their thoughts are coming from. I'm kind of just like, oh, good, you're doing good. That's good. Genuinely, that's good. More of that. Do even better. But what if I surpass you? Well, then we'll celebrate. Well, like, who cares? Keep going. Keep going. I don't understand how people like that function, but they exist. And if those are the people that you're going to listen to, those are the people that you're going to wait to give you permission. Oh, Lord. Those are the very people who secretly want you to give up, because they probably have already been trying to take you out of running, take you out of competition with them. And you didn't even realize it was a competition, but they're trying to remove you, and they've failed thus far. So now in their desperation, they're trying to convince you to just give up. No, make me. Make me. That should be your only response. Make me, you know? So the whole Lilith thing, there are those of you who the cosmos is giving tremendous energy and tremendous authority. For those who are receiving that, these are the people who will be part of the changes that are occurring in the world. These changes that will occur, you're probably part of the fuel that's being used to push that ascension for the collective whole. You're here in service to humanity. And typically those who are here in service to humanity are people who have tremendous capacity. They have quite a few gifts, quite a few skill sets, and they might not even realize that they do, but they have quite a few. And that's not because you're necessarily favored or supposed to be more important than other people. It's because you have much more specialized work to do, and therefore you need the appropriate tools to get the job done sufficiently and efficiently. So these people who are thinking they are superior to you because they've cultivated this gift or that gift. First, I don't like people talking shit to my community. So I'm going to be mildly antagonistic right now. Yeah, you might have developed a couple gifts, but you're still fucking mediocre. Leave my people alone. I said what I said. You're still mediocre. How do I know? Because the people who truly have the type of gifts that I'm talking about, that degree of elevated potentiality, expanded empowerment, and fuel, these are people who are not interested in compare. They're not interested in that. So I'm not talking about all of these different folks online who are trying to present themselves as though they're God's gift. Definitely not talking about them. Nope. I'm talking about the people who you are drawn to them. They are never interested in getting any type of credit for anything. And it's not a fake humbleness either. A lot of people are faking that shit at this point. These are people who just genuinely want to help. No strings attached, just genuinely want to help. Okay. So what does that mean? It might be one of you. Actually, it's probably several of you that I'm talking to. It's probably several of you. So it's okay if you just keep your head down and keep doing the work that you were asked to do, the type of work, type of assistance and supporting of others that you just naturally do. That's okay. Just go ahead and keep right on. But they're upping the ante because parasitic and dispel darkness. Yeah. There's stuff that's happening here. A lot of thought inception, a lot of interference, a lot of just really covert, very, very ugly stuff. It's probably, hi, Tuani, it's probably flaring up your insecurities. It's probably causing you to feel much moodier, much more sensitive to other people's comments and actions. So, be aware of that. When you find yourself getting really, really irritated, like really irritated, you don't know why, and you're taking everything so super personal and you don't know why, you have to pause. Was that really something you needed to be offended about? Was that something that was received in the way the sender was intending for it to be received? Are you adding more to what the situation is than what it actually is? You have to pause and you have to ask yourself these things so you get a clearer idea of exactly what it is that's happening in your field. I think a lot of people are about to fall. Yeah. Yep. Any way they can think of. You got to check your insecurities like today. Check in with yourself, check your insecurities, make sure that you have an understanding of how your insecurities are presenting in your life right now. Okay. Like, I don't know. I have insecurities, but they don't really pop in my head. An insecurity of like, am I being a good friend? That's a good one. That's sometimes I can get all riled up over that one. Am I being a good friend? Am I loving you at a depth that you deserve? Am I making sure that I never take advantage of your kindness and your compassion, your presence in my life? And that's something that if I don't sit with myself and like think about that, like, hey, how am I interacting with a few people that are my actual friends? Am I respecting them and their time? Am I not like trying too hard to push myself on them or ask for too much? Because if I don't do that, and then the thoughts start of like, oh, I'm so annoying, I asked for too much, and all of this and all of that. Oh, that's going to get me all fucked up, because then I'll be in a reactive state. My friends mean a lot to me. I'll be in a reactive state, like, oh my God, I'm such a shitty person. And now, next thing you know, I'm spiraling inside myself silently. And as I spiral, I'm now no longer answering their phone calls, not answering their text messages, because I'm like, oh, full blown spiral, right? Oh, they're just checking on me because they're like a really good friend. And I'm being dramatic. And oh my God, and I'm the drama. I'm always the drama. Like, girl, somebody shake her. Shake her into neutral. And neutral. We're going to shake you into neutral. If you're not checking in with yourself and seeing how your insecurities are presenting now, yeah, it's very easy to overlook that and jump to conclusions and become reactive and create more issues. So they're going for every aspect of your life. The cards are telling me this. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. No, they got a death grip on you. You're about to level up. And because you're about to level up to a new dimension where they can't reach you, guess what? You got this girl right here. She's tracking your spiral. This is toxic Lilith. The balanced portions of Lilith, they come out to play. It comes out to play rarely. It's primarily her toxic aspects that come out to play. For those who invoke Lilith and you're new to like the spirituality scene and you think like, oh, Lilith is the main protector of women. You don't know what Lilith is then. You're basing your understanding of an ancient consciousness on some half-truth that was released in the New Age program. New Age program was initiated because they knew people would be ascending uncontrollably. They could not stop it. They could not delay it. They could not stop it. So instead, they infiltrated it. Yep. How do you know this? Babe, do you know how many spiritual communities have tried to adopt me as part of their own since I became publicly visible nearly 10 years ago? And no, I'm not speaking like I'm the shit. I'm speaking like I've been in the trenches, motherfucker. I know what creepy crawlies are in the trenches. I've been in the trenches of those spaces. And what happened? Well, because I'm a quantum divergent, guess what? As soon as I become aware of the bullshit, I no longer will participate in the bullshit. And then guess what happens when the cult leaders realize they can't use me to lure more people in? Guess what? I'm enemy number one. I'm the excommunicated child. I'm the disowned one. Get in line. I've been disowned by many people at this point. I don't care. I don't. Why? Because who were they for me anyways? Not what could they do for me. Who were they for me anyways? Were they adding to my peace? Were they encouraging my growth and my healing? Or were they treating me like a motherfucking novelty and using me like a pit bull with lipstick? Let me get this girl to think that I'm her friend so that when other people try and access my energy, I can send her to attack them. When people begin to realize what I'm really doing as the cult leader, and I'm speaking as them, not me, then I can go ahead and let Emmy know so that Emmy can shut that down because they trust Emmy. I know exactly how they were exploiting me. It took me a little bit to realize, though, because at that time, spirituality was new. It was new. You notice I'm not associated with anyone else. I'm self-contained. Why is that? I don't go on anyone else's live streams. None of that. Nothing. The only time you'll see me pop into someone else's live stream is if I don't close this window on my laptop quick enough after my live stream ends. It launches someone else's. Immediately shut it down. Why? I'm good. I'm good. Self-contained. I am good. No, thank you. No more. No more. I'm good. And even with doing that, I received a lovely welcome last year from the spiritualists. I don't even know what the fuck that means. The spiritualists on TikTok. Y'all. Yeah, no, they tried to cyberbully me. You think I give a fuck? I'm pushing 50. Fuck out of here if you think you're gonna cyberbully me. I'm pushing 50, bitches. I don't give a shit what you think about me. Like, please, maybe in my 20s and 30s. Y'all, I'm just a couple digits from 50. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I really don't. I feel like everyone can have their own opinions. It's fine with me. I don't care. Just don't be fucking with my community is all. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. If you allow it to be a big deal, then all the energy that you should have used, it was supposed to be used for your rise, for your expansion, to create all the beautiful things that you're here to create. That's going to be wasted. That's going to be wasted. On what? You were never going to convince those people to like you. You weren't. Why? Why? Why can't you convince them? It's more of a question of why should you? Why should you? My thing is this. I've had people who've come across me and my work and they didn't understand it at first, and some have been triggered, but they kept quietly watching. And as they kept quietly watching, they began to realize, like, oh shit, she's not triggering me. What she's saying is causing me to trigger myself. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And then they begin to realize the actual value of these conversations that we have during the live streams. This is an opportunity for you to see for yourself what needs to be seen, not because I'm telling you, but because I talk about something and guess what? You start to think about something in your life. You're bringing to your own attention the thing your soul wants you to pay attention to. And I take no credit for that. Why? Oh, TikTok said I've said something powerful. How do I know? Well, because they want to end my live. That's how you always know. So, what is it that needs to happen? Darkness has absolutely a death grip type of hold on you. They don't want to let you go. What does that mean? Because some people, they hear that and they'll be like, oh my God, you mean I have a demon? Babe, Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. They're like bacteria. They're everywhere. Who cares? Keep living. Where do we need to go? To the awareness that when a demon is getting desperate to keep a hold on you, just like with a narcissist, that means you're at the end. They're losing their grip over you. They can't hold you anymore. That's powerful. That's powerful. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. You're right there. This is a powerful moment. You realizing all the bullshit that you've put up with in the past, it's being phased out by your life, your soul, your choices. It's being phased out. But if you're going to keep choosing the same things, baby, how is it going to be phased out? It's not. But that again is your choice, meaning you have the authority to do it or to not. Are you the trigger or are you the bullet that hits the target with velocity to such a are you the trigger or are you the bullet that hits the target with velocity to such a degree you're the sharpshooter? How about this, Lisa? I love when you comment, by the way. Am I the shooter or am I the bullet? What if I'm neither? What if all I am are the safety goggles and the ear protection? And for those who don't go to the range, you might not understand the gravity of what I just said. So way back when we lived on another mountaintop, out in the boonies somewhere, we lived in the mountains somewhere, and my husband became good friends with a gun shop there. And so all the workers and the owners, they all loved my husband. They would chat and stuff and joke around. And one of the co-owners happened to be, I don't know if he was a sheriff or if he was a peace officer. I don't remember anymore. He was in law enforcement. And he was trying to talk my husband into considering getting a silencer legally, of course, legally. He was telling us the process, and I was like, I don't want to be on another list of things. Like, I don't think you need a silencer. And that law enforcement co-owner, he spoke to me and he explained the situation. So if you're thinking of getting a sidearm of some kind for home protection, home defense, one thing you have to consider is that when you go ahead and deploy that in the home, it's going to create a lot of really piercing sound because it's going to reverberate off all the walls. So your ears, you don't wear ear protection in the home. You know how you see people on videos, they always have their ears covered at the shooting range, right? So here's the thing though. When you shoot that in your home to defend yourself, if you discharge your firearm in the house because you're defending yourself in the middle of the night, which is even worse because now you're disoriented, right? It's nighttime, you don't really know what's happening. And then you get this loud percussive blow to your inner ears because it's hit the walls. The sound has hit the walls and it's coming from all angles. What happens to your balance? Your inner ear is affected. What happens to your balance? And then on top of that, when you discharge a firearm in the dark, you'll see the gunpowder explode out the muzzle. You get flash burns in your eyes. It's not like the movies, guys. It's not like the movies. unless you've trained yourself to be able to go based on proprioception, meaning like the positioning of your body in space and time, and knowing that when I position like this, I know exactly where that bullet will go. It's going to be really hard to defend your home. That's the reality of it. It's going to be really hard to defend your home. So if I say I am the goggles and the ear protection, what does that mean? I'm shielding you from the distortion that the environment tries to create when you go to defend yourself. I am not your defense. I am not your weapon. I am not the ballistics that you use. I am simply there to keep you focused on what it is you need to do. But you have to be the one to do it. As a matter of fact, Samara says no one should need a silencer. I agree that no one should need it, but I also personally believe that every single home defense item that is sold should come with that. If you're using it to defend your home and you're legally acquiring it, you should be able to defend your home safely. That's my belief. Do I have a silencer? No. I don't want to be on another list. I just don't. So there's a lot of things that happen that will allow you to really see what it is that you need to see. But if you're not willing to see it, if you're not open to seeing the reality of what it is that you're experiencing, what it's trying to teach you, that darkness is going to keep its hold on you. It's a death grip. It's digging into you. It doesn't want to let you go. If your eyes are in complete darkness and then you see a bright flash, it's like taking the flash on your camera. I don't know if it's the same temperature of light. I don't think it is. I'm not sure. But it's like, test this out. Tonight, when you go to sleep, have someone in your family abruptly wake you up and take a picture of your face, say this far from your face. Because however people are scared, they're going to hold it close. I wouldn't. However far away that's going to be when you go to discharge your firearm for self-defense, have them take a flash picture. Let's see how long you'll be blind for. One time I was trying to see if I have what it takes to begin actually training for long range competitions, because I want to do competitions for everything. I don't know why. So I was trying to see my accuracy rate without being properly trained at, I think it was 200 yards. 100 yards, 200 yards. I don't even remember. It was very, very far away. So I had an actual long range scope on my long rifle. And I didn't realize that when there was kickback, it slightly pushed my ear covering ever so slightly. So my ear was still covered, but it wasn't sealed like this against my face. There was a little bit of a gap. Not like this, just a little gap like this, right? So then what happened? We were there for maybe an hour, and I was very satisfied with the work I did. I'm still fucking accurate. So I think it was 200 yards. Yep. I could still shoot clovers. Thank you very much. But yeah, by the end of that hour, I found out that my ear wasn't fully covered. It was slightly. There was a slight gap like this. It wasn't like this. It was like this. So I found out because I couldn't hear out of that ear for like a day. Like a day, I couldn't hear. It was just a. I was like, stop. Please stop. Yeah, I couldn't hear. So the importance of what I do is something that most people don't really realize, and that's okay, because I don't need to acknowledge my ears or my eye protection for it to do what it needs to do. I can still do what I need to do just by being in your proximity, by you hearing the conversations. It's more than enough. It's more than enough. Okay. I'm very competitive, but I don't allow myself to be competitive with other people. Only myself. Only myself. It is part of what drives me. It's okay to be competitive as long as you know how to harness that in a healthy way. When I was a little kid, I was competitive externally. I was competing with people outside of me, usually people who are bigger than me, stronger than me, older than me. And as I grew and I matured, I began to realize my competitive nature is a symptom of my drive. I'm highly driven. I'm self-driven and highly driven. So when I enter into a space of wanting to do competitions, it's to other people, anything, able to witness how far I can actually go when I focus and I know how to properly execute what it is I'm trying to do. So you guys have to really frame your perception on things, because, you know, there's a lot of people, especially in spiritual communities, that have these perceptions that, you know, the things that you need to do are like bad, it's wrong. For example, judgment. You should be non-judgmental, right? Judgment is a component of discernment. And if you're consistently hearing that judgment is wrong, which that's what I consistently heard, I receive that as, when I use my judgment, I'm being a mean person. I'm being a bad person. So that's how all the shitty people in my past got access to me. Because right when I saw them, before I knew anything about them, I already knew, you're not a good person. Oh, shit. Ew. But then immediately after getting that awareness, guess what? I would then say, oh my God, why am I so mean? Oh my God, I'm such a bitch. I need to be extra nice to you now, because even though I didn't say it out loud, I thought it. So now I have to make up for it. Now I have to be your bestie. It fucked me up every time. Ooh. So then I began to realize, what people actually mean is condemnation. That condemnation is not healthy. It is not right. It is not okay. You absolutely need judgment. You need that to be able to determine whether something is healthy or not for you, for your life, for your journey, for your peace, right? So there's a lot of teachings that are kind of being pushed out there that cause you to question your authority over yourself, the validity of how you feel you should move through your journey. It's your journey. It's your journey. So Lilith will be trying to access through some fake twin shit. There might be people who will be brought to you to like make you feel like there's some type of soul connection and yada da 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 da. You know, you can have a soul history with someone and not need to be their best friend, not need to be their sexual partner, not any of that. To just acknowledge, oh, we had a history. Okay, cool. And then keep on going. And that's it. Okay. There's also going to be an attempt to paint your life as something that's subpar, and that you're going to need to paint a sweeter picture of your life, meaning it's going to encourage you to enter into a state of delulu. It's up to you. If that's what you do, then, you know, I will pray for you. I'm serious. I will pray for you. What you want wants you. If you want to stay stuck in the same cycle, you absolutely can. All you have to do is keep making the same choices, choosing the same options, doing the same things, and you will absolutely stay there. Am I saying that sarcastically? No, I'm being very matter of fact. What you want wants you. If you want change, you'll choose things that are different. You'll try paths that are different. And because of that, you will experience change. It's all very matter of fact. Yeah. So there will be times where you won't feel inspired. See, it's like what I get from this is that something is going to try and make you feel all reactive and irritated by the fact that you're not inspired, you're not productive, you're this and you're that and blah 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 blah. And that's to distract you while the bees come to sting you. Are you allergic to bees? Bees being representative, or bee stings being representative of demonic attempts to access you, because bees are not intrinsically bad. As a matter of fact, they're necessary, right? Let's look at organic portals. Bees are like organic portals in this analogy. A bee can come to help facilitate pollination. An important process in your ascension mechanics is what's represented by pollination. So they can come and help to trigger that, initiate that, support that. Or they can also come and sting you. Depending on what is entering into the organic portal, that's what's going to determine whether it will help with your ascension mechanics or it will simply sting you knowing you're allergic. Organic portals can be used by good and bad. You ever come across a person who later you realize they're an organic portal, but in the short time that you were interacting, they said or did something that they didn't realize you would receive it in that way, but it really initiated a huge aha moment for you. Like a huge aha moment, like, oh my gosh, wow. And they never actually did anything bad to you. You know, they never tried to plot against you or anything like that. But when you look at the signs that someone is an organic portal, it's like, holy shit, that person's an organic portal. And then you're like, but they're not bad. Like, what is that about? Because they're not bad. They don't do bad things. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe that organic portal has not been used by something demonic. Therefore, their behaviors are not influenced by demonic things. Organic portals can be used by anything. 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 Okay, I'm going to say something controversial. I don't mean anything malicious by it. It's, again, very matter of fact. You'll find sometimes, I haven't come across it in many years, but I know it still happens. There will be people on social media who will make all these claims that, oh, they're Thoth, they're Jesus, they're Mary Magdalene, they are an ascended master, they are like all of these different things, right? Pick one of those, whatever it is. Well, we'll go with Jesus. This person is claiming they are Jesus. Are they really Jesus? I don't know. I doubt it. I've met a couple shards of Yeshua Emmanuel, and they weren't trying to announce nothing to no one. And when I brought it up to them in private conversation, they were like, yeah. So those people who are claiming all of these things, what if they're an organic portal? And they have a mimic that enters into their physicality, that accesses and anchors into their template. And that is the very driving force of why they believe they are this person or that person. It's not to say they're a bad person. It's not to say that they're intentionally attempting to deceive you. It's not to say any of that. It's to acknowledge the potentiality of why they believe as strongly as they believe. Some demonic things don't do evil things that are physically, financially, emotionally harmful. They are more focused on simply getting access. And that's what I call a tertiary breach, meaning that more benign, not so bad parasitic thing that's now gotten access to you because it's so mild that it doesn't register on your defensive senses. But that thing will then hold hands with a thing that actually wants to harm. But it's going to take a while. It's going to get all nice and cozy with you first. It's going to create a sense of friendship, connection, community, and all of that first. And then when you become dependent, because now that's all you have, then it holds hands with a secondary demonic who will further solidify your isolation before it holds hands with a primary demonic who intends to F you 7 ways till Sunday. This is stuff I don't share. When I say I'm a demonologist, I'm not talking about a textbook. I'm not talking about a textbook. I am very well versed in their modus operandi. Mm-hmm. There is not a single one that does not know my name and my identity and what the fuck it means when I show up on the scene. Mm-hmm. Yep. So y'all need to be very aware, very, very, very aware of all the different ways and things that are happening that are very low key, very covert. Things that seem benign, sometimes are just benign, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're not benign. Sometimes they're just feigning it, faking it. So, why is this done? Because you've forgotten you come from a legacy of light. You're afraid of the moths. You're afraid that they will come and put out your sacred flame. Why? Because you forgot how to blaze. You think a moth stands any chance against the torch? Do you think a moth could survive a torch? If you're over here believing that you are nothing but a matchstick, yeah, that doesn't burn for very long. Then yeah, you probably will be afraid. Once you get to a point where you understand and begin to accept that you in fact have the capacity to function as a torch, ooh, your unstoppable nature becomes very clear. You become very, very unstoppable. Hold on one second, guys. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. For the Bible tells me so. Okay. So, trying to get your human experience all discombobulated, and they're going to try and do this through emotions. It's okay for you to feel emotions. Allow yourself to feel it for a moment, but don't linger on it. Don't linger on it. If you linger on it, the longer you linger, the harder it is to exit out of that space, out of that mindset, out of that energy. Okay. This is not about never feeling sad, never feeling anxiety or any of those other things. This is completely about you allowing yourself to have the normal emotion, processing that, and then purging. This little light of mine won't let bastards blow it out. I'm sorry, I couldn't make it work on Shell. Okay, mirrored souls. So you're going to be presented with people who mirror where you're at within the space that you're choosing to occupy. In your professional opinion, do you discourage deity work? Asking out of curiosity. I don't discourage deity work. I don't discourage religious work. I don't discourage any of that. As long as your intention is pure and your choices, lifestyle is not creating harm for someone else, I believe everyone should respect however way you are able to connect with your divinity. That's what I believe. Professionally and personally, that's what I believe. So, whatever deity work you're doing, you have to understand the work has to be done by you. And you can go ahead and send a request for intercession of some kind if you're struggling through something, or, you can invoke protection, but it's much more powerful when you work yourself. When you do the work yourself, when you know that you have the power and authority over yourself, it makes you less of a target for other things. So, what happened last year with the attempt to cyberbully me with these creators who have a much larger following? If I didn't do what I did, you best believe they would have descended like locusts from the sky. It would have been one after the other after the other. So, because I took it upon myself to do the work myself, not invoking, not asking for intercession, not simply praying, people learned right from the start, this fucking bitch does not play. I don't play. It won't be a back and forth on social media. It will be a legal warning, and then it will be legal action. You only get one warning. That shit ain't cheap. I'm not giving you no, fuck that. If you didn't get it the first time, I paid my lawyer to warn you. We're going all the way. They would have all gotten all of their friends to try and pick on me. I would have been the new punching bag. Wicked people are like that. They'll test. If they can't do it by themselves, they'll involve. And then they'll involve. And if you back down once more people are involved, that's it. You're their new sacrificial lamb. They didn't know I was a wolf pup wearing a lamb suit so that I could stay warm. I got fangs, motherfuckers. I got fangs. Yeah, no, I'm serious, you guys. You have to halt the bullshit before it could actually get traction. You have to halt it. You have to find the most efficient way to do that. And that's when you find your strength. That's when. celestial teacher in reverse. Life is already teaching you. Life is already providing you the opportunities and the experiences to recalibrate your perspective and perception. Yeah. So I'm going to be live later tonight to do expedites. If you'd like me to work on you, do a reading for you, simply click on the QR code or the link in the comments, and it will take you exactly where you need to be. For TikTok, you go to the link in my bio, click on the Hubi link, and you can then see the TikTok special event posting. It's a purple image. You click on that and it will take you where you need to go on my website to purchase. Also, in a couple weeks, I'm going to be teaching the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. This is a live workshop where I teach you the fundamentals of aura spectra bioregenesis. And these fundamentals are super crucial in maintaining your field. Super crucial, super de-duper crucial. So what ends up happening once you have the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop done, then you can go ahead and apply for level 1 of my certification program. This workshop is a prerequisite for my program. So yeah. I do expedites. They're a reduced fee for my services. So yeah. I don't refer to them as healings, but I definitely have developed enough of my skills with my own teachings to be able to pretty much work on any type of circumstance. I prefer not to be involved in anything with succubi, incubi issues, though. And I'm no longer offering extractions. If you guys are in need of like clearing your space, I would suggest looking at the Ivomofo kits. This is Ivomofo is short for I wish a motherfucker would. I'm serious. That's what it's short for. Ivomofo. IWAMOFOW kits. I wish a motherfucker would kit. And you can try clearing your home by yourself. You need to be very careful when you burn these candles. Never leave them unattended because they burn crazy. I'll show you guys. Hold on. I was organizing my stuff one day. I was organizing the files on my phone one day, and I came across these. Cancel. And then let's see. Hold on. I will find it. Okay. Where is it? I was like, holy shit. You see how big that flame is and how little the candle is? The flame is all the way to the top. You see how big that is and how little that candle is? You see that? Yeah. Okay. These ain't no joke, baby. These ain't no joke, baby. Hold on. Ooh, this one was definitely my kid started screaming because he thought the house was burning down. Okay, same size candle, guys. Same size candle. Oh, fucking shit. This was from a few years ago. Okay? Same size candle. Yeah, I was okay. Okay, don't leave that shit by itself. I'm not responsible if you burn your whole house down. And it gets like that if what's being removed from the client is really, really malignant. So I'll play it again. My kid was like, the house is on fire. I was like, no, it's just my candles. The candle was like this big at that point. The candle was like that big. Where is it? Hold on. It was, okay. Where is it? I don't have a picture of it. But yeah, so Ivomoful works. And then also there's baneful protection items. There's not a lot left, but there are baneful protection items so that you can create protection around your home, your family. No, I don't do spells on people. I don't do curses or hex. And I don't teach that or sell that either. So I don't know who's thinking that. But yeah, no, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. Ever. Yuck. Okay, so here's the link to the expedites if you guys want to go there. And I'll be live. I think I should be going live sometime around 5:30 p.m. Maybe I can come live a little bit earlier. You wanted to see my swords? I don't show my swords anymore. Baby? Oh, my son didn't hear me. Son? Oh. I was going to say I could show you my sword. It's like right there. Can you hand me my sword? You guys want to see my sword before I go? Could you hand me those swords? Oh, yeah. The other ones too. Thank you, son. You could just sit it down right here. So, do you want to see my sword? Let me not cut myself. It's real stuff. You see that? Did you see it? No. Let me for real not cut my face. Okay. Okay. Let me not. Hold on. And then my other sword. You want to see my other sword? It's not finished. It has a real cutting edge. Oh, look at that. Oh, shit. I'm just... Ching, ching, ching. Okay. Get back in your home. And then the final sword that I can show you. This one as well. They all have like real cutting edges. Yeah. And then I don't even want to take the tip off. I cut myself when I was first messing around with it. This one's so fucking badass because it has little like throwing knives with it. They're like literally little throwing knives that come with it. But eventually, I don't know. I said I had got them to sell them, put them on my website. But that was like, I don't know, 2018. So I don't know if I'm keeping them or putting them on my website at some point years from now, possibly. She said you could really cut some bread with that one. Seriously. But this one I love. It's a full-on katana. Okay, I have this like weird feeling that I'm going to end up cutting myself on the screen and then you guys are going to freak out. I'm not scared of blood, but I think you guys might be because I'm going to be like, ooh, I need super glue. Yeah, I'm not trying to do that because, you know. All right, guys, I got to get going. I will see y'all later today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Maybe earlier. maybe earlier. Yes. So I got to get going. Love you guys. See you again very soon. Bye, everyone.